My magazine's name will be Metal Sabbath. My magazine will cover all genres of metal, from thrash all the way to techno, all the way to progressive. The cell line for my music magazine will be "Heavy just isn't heavy enough." Based on competition from other magazines such as Metal Hammer and Classic Rock, I'll have to put my magazine at a competitive price, and I've chosen around £4.99, £4 for my magazine's cost. It will be a monthly magazine in order to get enough information to create a full, quite lengthy magazine. Seems as unlike the celebrity culture of magazines like Look and Cosmopolitan, there's a lot less to talk about in rock. It's not like a gossip magazine. Things don't change every week, so a month is much more appropriate because it gives more time for things to happen for us to comment on, such as the release of new albums. You don't get new albums every week that we can comment on and make a fair length speech on. The subculture my magazine is going to be aimed at is the metalhead, goth and rocker culture. I want to aim between 20 and 30 year olds, predominantly white, because stereotypically black people listen to less heavy music in the rock genre compared to white people. And the magazine will be aimed more towards straight people rather than gay people, because metal is a very masculine form of music and it's unlikely to appeal to the more gay men. And the social class I'll be aiming for dominantly is ABC ones, because they have an expendable income which will allow them to spend money on the magazines and the things that we advertise in the magazines, such as the electric guitars, the amplifiers, the new albums, etc, etc. This will depend on a number of things. There are a number of possibilities what I might use for my cover lines. The first of which being Heaven and Hell, Metal's Roots Resurrected, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax and Megadeth, The Big Four Unite, Big Elf, The Future of Metal Prog. However, there is an alternate way of doing this, which is seen quite regular in the metal genre of magazines, particularly within Future Publishing and Metal Hammer and Classic Rock, which tends to focus on a single image without the use of cover lines and just a single cover line to focus on the main article and draw the attention to that, which is probably the option I will go for, which will consist of a main cover line with a small subheading underneath summarising what the main article is going to be about. The one I've chosen will be Atomica Reactivate, which is a fictional band, and then underneath it will say the rise, the fall and rebirth of techno metal's greatest rockers. And I think that will do for my front cover, proceeding within this particular genre. other elements on my cover will be a masthead, which will say Metal Sabbath, which clearly defines the magazine. A competition to capture the reader's interest. Also, I'll need to create a house style for the rest of the magazine. And furthermore, I need a symbol or a logo which will help to identify the magazine, such as Classic Rock's slogan and lightning bolt, which is high voltage lightning bolt rock and roll. And also, I think it would be necessary to have some mention of a free gift with the magazine, such as a music CD, which of course will appeal to the particular audience that I'm aiming at, which again will help to capture the reader's attention. The contents page, I have looked at Metal Hammer for inspiration, and I'd like to separate it into two columns, one being regular articles in the magazine and one being the features article. I want to further extend the information on the possible prize from the competition mentioned on the front cover. The main story will also have a large picture to draw the reader's attention, obviously, because going with the large picture format on the front cover and the cover lines being rejected for just the single cover line, that'll be absolutely necessary. I'll also have to continue the house style, and I'll have to try very hard to complete the house style in such a way that it creates a sense of rebelliousness, but also a sense of order. As in, you know what to expect on the next page in terms of the house style, but it still stands out as anarchic. I would like the double page spread to be about the debut album of the band mentioned on the front cover. What I would like to encompass in this article is the musical backgrounds of each of the band members and what they've had to go through and how life has treated them in order to get to where they are today. And again, just to further enhance what's been mentioned on the front cover, I would like to focus on the critical response, and I would like a summary of each track in a separate box. I've looked at Metal Hammer it's an interview between Machine Head and Metallica, which I've used for inspiration. And the double page spread in there I found particularly impressive. The use of the picture and the boxes either side looked very impressive, and I think that was something that I could draw on, so I've decided to use that kind of format. Also, I'm going to have a brief introductory paragraph into the article, and I want to use the idea of the large letter at the beginning of the article, just to again draw the reader's attention to the rest of the article, while again incorporating this house style, but obviously differing it slightly for the double page spread.
Don't go on, put it back.